Hi guys, it's Ryan here of the Private Banking Forum. Just thought I'd get a video going for my live recap journal for today. It's currently 10:30 almost Eastern time. I've been waiting patiently for crude oil to have a good setup, and from the open, there's just really nothing to do. We just opened up inside of yesterday's or Friday's large range, and we opened up inside of Friday's value, so not much to do apart from until this market test day in extreme, which it hasn't. We've had three periods out now, and we've just got a very balanced distribution so far. So what I've done is, from my top-down analysis, I wanted to be a buyer. I mean, if we opened above, obviously I wanted to be a buyer, and if we open below this sort of this volume profile here and this sort of distribution area, then I wanted to sort of be a seller down and maybe a buyer back up, but with nothing to do, to sort of let this market shake itself out. I mean, we're currently in the third period, going into the fourth period, so I've just tried to find the place to jump on board, and a logical location. So what I've done is I wait for this market to sort of, this two-way trade to come in, and the market rotated down, the market rotated back up. We formed initial balance, and we rejected initial balance highs, and we came back down again, and we held initial balance, and we came back up. So if you look at the ETH profile, we are in a sort of bearish in a bearish market at the minute. Obviously developing value's been shifting down, and but VWAP's starting to flatten out now, and we clearly can't take out this this ETH volume point of control down here, VWAP mean, and we keep seeing rotations back into value. So what I did on this second rotation down is I started to establish a long position from the lows. I mean, there's a sort of clear absorption down here, and there was buyers sort of responding here. So I'm just looking to get my second scale out. Hold on 2 seconds. Need to make sure I get this filled. Looking for 64s at the minute, which is just the top of the initial balance. So there we go. So I've got my first scale out, my second scale out, and I'm managing my core position now. So what I'm looking for is a breakout balance, and hopefully rotations up to test these high levels. Obviously the next confidence levels is the high of this sort of distribution, which also lines up with the value area high from Friday, and we also have the XSK from the spike higher into the close. So going to see if obviously this spike was not accepted, otherwise we would have opened gap up, and this would have been a reference point to be a buyer. But so we could see this market, we could see sellers responding from this area. I'm just going to read the auction as it unfolds. Like I said, I've got my core position done now, so I'll just be managing my my core skew average. I mean, we're testing ETH VWAP mean right now, so obviously if we find sellers here and we find rotations back down, I'm going to be putting my stop below the developing value areas at the moment. At the minute I've currently got it at the lowest day, so but I'm thinking obviously if we come back down here for a third time, we're most probably going to see sellers win and push this market down. So again, I'm just reading the live market auction as it unfolds. Obviously at the minute we've just got two-way trade in the market, and we are in a balanced market, so just see how this plays out. So anyways, I'll keep you posted on this trade, and I'll give you some more details of what I'm looking at. I mean, just quickly off the top of my head, obviously this week's VWAP, we're currently in last week's value area, traded inside. We held the developing value area high, and we've seen a rotation down to last week's VWAP area. I was actually looking for the 105 even level, thinking that we were probably going to try test this area, and I was going to try to be a buyer here, but we just couldn't get down there. So you just have to find some confluence and try jump into this market at a logical point. So this is what I've done here. So we're actually in last week's value. For the month, we're still in last month's value, and we're just back in balance, just sort of hovering around this month's developing VWAP. So just going to see what's happening here, if we're going to decide to come down and test the developing value area high, or we're going to see a rotation back up to the developing value area high, which will be confluence with last month's value area high. So just another sort of couple of things to keep an eye on here. And yeah, so at the minute, like I said, I'm just waiting for this market to try break out of balance and see where we want to go. Anyway, I'll keep you posted on how I manage the rest of this position, and give some ideas on how this market unfolds. I mean, as you can see, we're just very rotational with two-way trades at the minute, and we're just waiting to see an expansion run to the upside or the downside. I mean, this market is not going to stay in this range for the rest of the day, I wouldn't have thought. So anyway, keep you posted. Okay, I ended up bailing on this long position, maybe a bit too early. This market came back up and we tested VWAP again for the sort of third time, and we see sellers sort of responding from this area, and we see a push back down to sort of below RTH VWAP and outside of ETH developing VWAP, and this is like the third test of this of these lows at the minute, and I really thought that we might saw a blast off to the downside to test the value area low from Friday. So what I did is I just got out of my core position here, thinking that we were just going to see this sort of fall apart, and we sort of saw buyers responding back here and just another rotation back up. I mean, I was sort of going to think to add at this developing value area low, but like I said, with this third test of the lows and this market just in this sort of balancing rotational market, I just decided to just get out of my position. So I managed to get my first second scale out, and I took a tiny loss on the core position. So I did make a few ticks on this trade, but I'm just sitting here now, just waiting for this market to show its cards. Just having a look at the ES, and can see that we're just grinding higher. I mean, we see buyers respond off the open with lower prices, and the open sort of gap down, and just buyers responded immediately, and we're back in Friday's range. So if we accept Friday's value area, then we will look to explore the rest of the range. At the minute, it does look like we're finding sellers here, and so obviously long positions fading this move up will be stop above the point of control area. So, and obviously a rejection of value. So just see how this goes. I mean, we are sort of one time framing higher on the ES slowly. It'll be interesting to see what happens here. Anyway, I'll keep you posted on what I do for the rest of the day. Okay, it's currently 11:10. I've just established a short position on the ES market. Currently, we came into Friday's value and we held the point of control, and we sort of see sellers respond off these highs. Saw some potential good sort of selling absorption up here. I mean, there's some big sellers on this side, and we just couldn't trade above it. So at this time as well, the point of control didn't shift up, and the point of control shifted up now, which is causing me some concern. But I'm just going to keep an eye on this. Now. I mean, we're back in RTH and ETH developing value, so hopefully we will see some rotations down to the mean prices. Currently just going to try get my first scale out now, and also we failed the initial balance, and so I was trying to sell it back into initial balance. Got a bit of a rough feel here, but the principle in this trade is good. At the moment, I have my stop above the point of control level, which I'm using as confluence, and obviously we're sort of one time framing up, so it's a difficult area to fade here. But I think with what's happening today is we've seen these buyers buy back up into value, and hopefully we will continue to reject Friday's value, and we could see this market roll over. If not, if we continue to one time frame up, this is fine. I will be wrong, and that's that. So again, like I said, the only thing that's causing me concern in a minute is obviously this point of control has shifted up. But when I took the trade, the point of control was down here, it hadn't shifted, and obviously now this is a pretty big confluence for me. But just going to see how this plays out. I'm going to read the market. Obviously I don't want to see this market come back up and trade into this high volume area now. So just going to see how things go. I've got one scale off now, so it means I've got some risk off the table. If you do look at this month's VWAP, we currently saw this sort of buying tail up, and and we're now sort of testing the developing value area on this month, and we're towards the value area high of last month. So just watching this gameplay. Obviously, if we come back up into the month's value area, then we're probably going to see a reversion to the mean, back to sort of 1693. So something to keep an eye on. Obviously, also on this week's VWAP, we opened up below last week's value, and we've seen obviously buyers buy this back up into last week's value area, and obviously this is sort of no go location. We're either going to find buyers locking out the sellers here, and we're going to see a sort of mean reversion to last week's mean, or we're going to see sellers respond here and reject last week's value area. So this is a sort of go no go area for me at the minute. There's some other things I'm looking at as well, but I'm not going to go into this in too much detail. But anyways, I'll let you know how this trade plays out. Keep you posted. Okay, just a quick update. It is 11:45 Eastern time. I'm still currently in my short position on the ES. We came back up and tested the highs again, and I did think that we were just going to see this market come up and test above the point of control and stop me out. But what I have been observing is, even though we're seeing rotations higher, and on this last push up to the highs, obviously we see buyers buying this market back up. I've just seen a major divergence in on the cumulative delta, which is showing that the buyers were really weak on this last rotation up. So it's not a 100% confirmation that this market's going to fall apart and reverse, and I'm going to get my targets filled. But it's just a heads up that the buyers are getting weaker as this market is grinding higher. So I mean, at the minute we've obviously not been able to trade above Friday's point of control at 89 even. So still confidence overhead in this trade. Still just playing this by ear and trying to see what happens here. But yeah, just something I observed, so I thought I would throw it in this video. Anyway, I'll keep you posted on how this trade develops. Okay, just approaching my my second scale out on the ES. You can see that we held the point of control, and we're starting to see a rejection of Friday's value area. We're back in the initial balance now. My target is just above ETH VWAP, a couple ticks above it. I mean, we've traded through RTH VWAP. I see sort of some buyers stepping in and absorption here, but looks like we've had a sort of liquidation break, and sellers have aggressively sold through VWAP now. So just going to see what response we get here. We're also sort of heading down towards today's TPO developing value area low. This is also where my second scale out is. So just checking over everything. This should get filled. Yeah, I'll keep posted. I thought I was going to get my target filled here, so keep posted. Okay, it's 12:30 Eastern time, going into the next period in about 50 seconds. Just approaching my second scale out now. Obviously, if I did a better job getting a better entry on this trade, with a bit more precise entry, then I'd have already got this scaled out. But I've got a bit of a rubbish feel. Obviously, I didn't want to see this market push out the initial balance again, and that's why I got in a bit aggressively here. But finally got my second scale out, so just going to see what happens here at today's ETH VWAP, and so the next level is obviously today's ETH VWAP and the developing value area low RTH. So I'm just going to see how these levels play out. Also, the next level is going to be yesterday's low of day, Friday's low of day. Obviously, now we've come back into yesterday's range. We could see buyers locking out the sellers in yesterday's low from Friday's range. So just be interesting to see what happens here. So I'm not too sure my final target's going to be yet on this. If this continues to break down, I mean, one possibility I've got is a previous target area. It just depends how we act with the XSA buy and tail from from this area. So just playing it by ear at the moment, and so I will keep you posted on how I tackle the rest of this day. Now this ES is clearly starting to reverse, and we're seeing sellers stepping in here. So anyways, keep posted. Okay, it's currently 5 to 2 Eastern time. Still in this short on the ES. Just not really seeing anything. We've just become very rotational since we come back into balance. What I've just missed is a target area I should have took. We just come down and tested Friday's low of day on the day range. So I mean, this could continue to rotate down and try sell off, but I'm just going to call it a day today. I managed to get a trade on the crude, and I got 2 scale outs and took a small loss. So the overall trade was a winner. So and now obviously I'm back in the S&P. I managed to get my first and second scale out, and I'm just managing my core position with a target. So I think I'm just going to get my target filled here at the lows from Friday's range, and also lines up with the halfway back on the initial balance, the 50% on the initial balance range. So I'm just going to call it a day here and get out. So I mean, I'm not going to sit here and wait for this to get filled. It should get filled. So just going to call this video a day and wrap things up. Maybe just go over a couple things with some higher time frame analysis. Just obviously today we opened gap down, so we opened up down here, gap down, and normally when we have gap down days, the setup is obviously just finding a reference point, and we do a go no go trade on the location. So obviously today I imagine the traders in the pits and the floor traders, the locals, I imagine that they would have been shorting this profile low as a reference area, so from 81 even, obviously thinking that the overnight inventory was down and there was going to be a short opportunity here, and this actually was not the case. We literally opened, and the buyers responded instantly, and we see this this market come back up into Friday's range. So there was probably a lot of sort of a short covering rally. Obviously with everyone getting short and this market not going short, they then have to become buyers to cover their shorts. So I think we saw a short covering rally, and that's why we've seen this P sort of shape as this sort of two-way trades come back into play with just confusion in the market, I suppose. But as you can see, we did see this market come back up, and we have come back into value, and we did sort of hold Friday's point of control. So I mean, this market is sort of slowly starting to one time frame down now. I do think the overall up auction has not finished yet. We have no excess above the 1700 big round number level all time highs. So I do think that we will probably see a continuation up in the future. I'm not too sure when, but I mean, this is what we're currently dealing with. We've just got this sort of bracketing market, and the line in the sand at the minute, I suppose, is the 1670 level. Just some things I'm keeping an eye on. It looks like today we came up and tested the shorter term moving averages off the daily. Just something else to keep an eye on here. I mean, I think I've pretty much covered everything today in this video. There's nothing really too special to show you. Just looking over some stuff now. I mean, on the quarterly VWAP, we're still sort of in value with a bullish VWAP. So maybe we're going to see a mean reversion before we see buyers step in and take this market higher. Or also, let's have a look at the yearly VWAP. I mean, we're well out of value from last year, and we are currently out of balance, out of value, and we are sort of holding the 1.5 standard deviation. So we are finding support in this market at the 1.5 standard deviation on this year's developing profile, VWAP value area. Sorry. Just some VWAPs that I've had pegged out. So obviously we've anchored a Midas VWAP from this anchor level, and as you can see, the market sort of come down today and almost tested the developing value area high, and we've seen buyers respond here, and we're just sort of sitting in this sideways consolidation still. So we are still out of value, out of balance on this from this anchor point, from the retracement from the last all-time high. So just something else to keep an eye on here. And obviously you can see a clear sort of upper distribution area forming with some excess high and low levels in this bracket market. I think that's about it for the minute for me to share. Just the composite since we broke out and with the gap up. Obviously this is today's profile coming in. Sort of, you can see we did test the point of control and the volume point of control, and yeah, nothing really to go into too much detail on here for the moment. We're just sort of in the mean price, in value, and we're just sort of just rotating around here, filling in some volume. So yeah, so I'm going to call it a day on this note. Still not got my target fill, we're just sort of hovering into it. So anyway, like I said, I'm just going to call it a day, and I'll catch you all tomorrow, I suppose. Just have just a quick look at the crude. I know there was some good setups on crude this morning. I was trying to get long off of the lows here. The actual setup, like I was saying, was it to test last week's VWAP, which we actually did. We tested VWAPs and we found buyers which rotated up through today's range and made a high. We came up and tested the overnight highs, and we've just come back into balance for the day. So we have built slightly higher value from Friday's profile. So like I said, just something to keep an eye on here with crude. So anyways, I'll catch you all tomorrow. Take care. Bye.